Hello everybody, welcome back to Book Bar and welcome to a super fun collab with Cheyenne from That's All Book Girl. We are doing a sports romance recommendations. Cheyenne is awesome, so go follow her if you don't. You probably already do, but we're both big sports fans, especially baseball, and although she's a Braves fan, but you know, can't blame everyone for their team choices. I know I'm wearing an A's jersey, but I am primarily a Dodger fan, with the A's as my second favorite team. I grew up near Oakland, so I used to go and get giveaways and stuff all the time. And this was a giveaway, and it's Matt Chapman's jersey. He's no longer on the A's, but we went to school together. We went to college together, so I was like, oh, I need his jersey. And it was a giveaway, and I really like it. So yeah, they're my second favorite team. And yes, you can have two favorite teams if they play in completely different divisions / conferences, and you pick your allegiance to who you would root for when they play each other. I have picked my allegiance as the Dodgers when they play each other. So yes, but anyways, Cheyenne and I both have baseball husbands baseball boyfriends that we talk about, and so I asked her if she wanted to do a sports romance recommendation video with me, because I've been wanting to do one because I've been really in a sports romance reading mood. And I know obviously that she is actually a sports fan, so it's fun to do recs with people that really do enjoy watching sports as well. So I have 10 recommendations here, and then a couple that are on my TBR. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this. These are in no like particular order or anything. Like, it's not like these are my favorites. And I definitely have more than 10. So if I might end up doing a part 2, if you would like that, let me know. But yeah, the first book I'm going to recommend is Kulti by Mariana Zapata. Mariana Zapata, actually, she has a lot of sports romances. And I liked all the 3 that I've read. And I am going to go off on a really quick tangent. I keep seeing like those aesthetic videos of The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and people keep putting Jimmy G as Aiden Graves, and no, Jimmy G is a pretty boy quarterback. Aiden Graves is supposed to be this big lineman. I think of him more as like a brown-haired JJ Watt. Jimmy Garoppolo is a tall, skinny quarterback, and that is not what Aiden Graves is. So stop using Jimmy G as your aesthetic photos in The Wall of Winnipeg Me. But that's not what this video is about. Kulti by Mariana Zapata. I like this one because Sal is actually, the heroine is actually the athlete. Although Kulti was an athlete also. They both play soccer. Sal is on a women's soccer team, like a professional women's soccer league, and Rainier Kulti comes to coach her team. She grew up idolizing him. He is a super grump, and it's a 16-year age gap, kind of taboo, forbidden, and yeah, it's just absolute perfection. I loved this book. It's like 550 pages of semi-mutual pining and grumpiness. And yeah, I adore it. So 5 stars, and I definitely suggest you picking it up. It is a slow burn, as all Mariana Zapatas are. Then the next book I have is another soccer romance, and that is The Forbidden Man by Karina Halle. This is another age gap, but this one is, the heroine is older than the hero, and she is like the physical therapist for his soccer team in Madrid. And he is like the star soccer player. Clearly, I love it. I have tabbed it up. And yeah, again, 5 stars. But yeah, it's forbidden because 1, she's 40 and he's like 23. And 2, they work together. So they're not supposed to have a thing, but they can't ignore their attraction. Then the next book I have is The Varsity Dad Dilemma by Lex Martin. This is a new adult romance between Ryder and Gabby, and Ryder is a star football player and Gabby is just she's just a regular student, but her brother plays on the football team, and one day he moves in across the street from her with all the football team, and they're at a party, and she shows up at this party, and all of a sudden there's a baby on the doorstep, and there's like 5 guys that live in the house, and there's just a note pinned to the baby saying, one of you is the father, take care of my baby. And they don't know who it is, so Gabby doesn't want to just let the baby go because it could be her brother's. And her and Ryder had like a thing their freshman year, and then he just kind of like dropped her like it was hot, and she's hated him ever since. And it was so fantastic. I absolutely adored this book. I gave it 5 stars, of course. Most of these are 5 stars, if not 4.5. But yeah, I absolutely adored it. Definitely suggest picking it up. Then the next book I have is 5 Rounds by Nikki Castle. I just recently read this one. This one's different because it's not football, soccer, or baseball, or hockey, which there's a ton of hockey romances. I feel like hockey and football are like the most common. But it's a MMA fighter and a girl who works at an MMA gym, and they are like rivals. It's Remy and Tristan. I actually have a vlog where I talk about them that I'll link up here, or I talk about this book at length. But basically, Remy just got evicted from her house, and she calls her best friend Jax and is like, hey, can I stay with you for a couple weeks before my new apartment's ready, and when I have to move out of this one? And he's like, yeah, of course. I'm actually going to be out of town, so you can stay in my room. Only problem is he has a roommate, Tristan, who Remy can't stand. They've never really liked each other. They've always been very antagonistic, and it leads to a bunch of fun hate sex, which turns into more sex. So again, 5 stars. I adored this book. Then this is kind of a cheating one. Kind of cheating. It's kind of multiple books in one. But the Bergman Brothers series books 1, 2, and 5 are all sports romances. They are all super fun. They all have lots of great representation in them as well, of like disability and mental health. And so book 1, she is a soccer star. I can't think of her name. But the heroine is a soccer star, and the hero used to play soccer. And then in book 2, the Bergman brother is a hockey player, and it's like the team's like PA, not PA, she does like social media for them. And that one's Ren and Frankie. I do know that. And then book 5 is like a grumpy, sunshine, male kind of Ted Lasso vibes romance, with Oliver Bergman and Grant. And Grant or Graham, I can't remember. But yeah, all of those are great. But all of the Bergman Brothers series is great, but though Bergman Brothers / sister, but those 3 are all sports romances. The other ones are not. Then the next book I have is Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This book is heartbreaking, and it is just stunning. This book will have you bawling your eyes out, even at work, like I did. Do know that this book is very, very heavy. It looks like a fun, light, contemporary romance about basketball. No, do not be fooled. It deals a lot with domestic violence and SA, not by the hero to the heroine, but graphically depicted on page. So do know that going in, but it is a wonderful book and about healing and how to love again after such a trauma. Again, 5 stars. Then the next book I have is Snow by Sophie Lark. This is a mafia and boxing romance. Snow is a boxer, and what is her name? Sasha is a doctor who wants to just like go off and do her own thing, wants to go to a country where she can make more money being a doctor. But she gets home from med school and realizes her family is in severe debt and owes a lot to the mafia. So she goes and like basically sells herself to the mafia boss and is like, I will pay off my dad's debt being your doctor, doing all these things for you. And one of the things, like, she has to, clean up gunshot wounds. She has to take care of bodies. She then also has to work at this like big boxing tournament that the mafia is putting on. And there she meets Snow, who is a boxer, who has nothing to do with the mafia, but he just wants to box. and Snow and Sasha meet each other and they fall in love, and it is fantastic. 5 stars. I absolutely adore it. Then the next book I have is Moonshot by Alessandra Torre. I actually just finished this book, and I'm only putting it on here because it's baseball. It's the only baseball book one of the only baseball books I've ever really read. This book was 4.5 stars because it is a cheating romance. Do know that it is cheating, but it's not like the hero or the heroine cheating on each other. It's them cheating together. Like the heroine is married and she cheats. But it's kind of understandable how it happens. So, but do know going in, it is a cheating romance. And yeah, it was great. There's like a little mystery involved because these girls keep dying and they want to know why and what's happening and like the connections that are being made. But basically it is Ty. It starts when she's 7. But it's really only in the prologue. When she's 7, she learned that her mother's died and she's going to go on the road with her father. And she goes on the road with her father and is on the road with him for the next 10 years. She's the ball girl for the Yankees. He is the closer for the Yankees when she's 17. And then this young player gets traded to their team. He's kind of a wild one and doesn't have the best reputation. He gets traded to the Yankees, Chase Stern, and they can't avoid each other. Of course, she's 17, so she tries to avoid him. And then once she turns 18, all bets are off. And Chase and her fall in love. Something happens to break them apart. And then we jump ahead another 4 years. And all these deaths have been happening to women. And they're trying to figure out why. Chase ends up back on the Yankees after being traded away. He ends up back on the Yankees. And they just cannot deny that they are still completely infatuated with each other. And yeah, it was great. I gave it 4.5 stars only because it is very heavily cheating. And I felt like it took a while, but I really enjoyed it. Then the next book I have is The Rivalry by Nikki Sloane. This one is fun because it's actually two player, like it's a football player and a cheerleader, and they go to rival schools, and it's like an actual big, huge rivalry in the real world. So it's Michigan, and Kayla is a Ohio State cheerleader, and born and raised Buckeye. She was actually born when her mom went into labor with her at Buckeye Stadium. And then Jay is a football player for Michigan, and Ohio State and Michigan are humongous rivals. And they meet not knowing who each other are. They end up falling for each other, having like a really fun night together. And then they end up not being able to deny their attraction. And she keeps trying to push him away because she's like, I can't love a guy that goes to Michigan. I cannot love a Wolverine. And he's like, who cares about the rivalry? Like, this is us. Like, we belong together. And yeah, it was beautiful. I go 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. And then the last book is Flagrant. I'm going to recommend is Flagrant by, why can't I think of her name? Alexandria House. This, again, is a cheating romance. So, do know that going in. So, I did give this one 4.5 stars because I do tend to knock those down. Especially because in this one, the hero does cheat on the heroine a lot. So, it's kind of like a second chance romance because they have to find their way back to each other. But I really enjoyed it. Paul and Kendra have been together for like ever. And Paul is a basketball player for the St. Louis Cyclones, and he is a massive playboy. He will pretty much do anyone on the road, and Kendra just kind of lets him. You kind of learn why as the story goes on, why she doesn't just leave him. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a black love romance, and yeah, Paul and Kendra have to find their way back to each other after some stuff happens with cheating, of course. And I really enjoyed it. So it's kind of like I don't even know if they're married or if they're just together. I don't remember. But yeah, it's either marriage in trouble or like a second chance kind of. And some stuff happens There's some other tropes in there. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars. And so yeah, those are the 10 books that I recommend. And then I have a couple on my TBR. The first one is Coach Me by Shanora Williams. This is another like coach and athlete, or the female, or the heroine is the athlete and the hero is the coach. I do love me a good age gap taboo with that taboo aspect of it. And then the other one is Blindside by Kandi Steiner. I read Fair Catch and I really enjoyed the romance. I have a whole rant about it, about what I didn't enjoy about it in a vlog and in my wrap up from June. But yeah, I have a whole rant about what I didn't enjoy about it, but I keep seeing all this stuff about Blindside and I'm thinking, I mean, it's got like the teach me trope, which I absolutely love. And if I can overlook the issues with the research that happened, if I can overlook that, I will probably really enjoy it, because I did really enjoy the romance and Fair Catch. So I'm going to give it another try. But yeah, those are both on my TBR. Let me know down in the comments what books you have on your TBR that are sports romances, because I am always looking for more. Let me know if you want me to do a second video of this, because I have a ton more romances that I could do. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Go check out Cheyenne's video. I'm sure she has a lot of wonderful options, or recs also. So go check out her video. I'll have her channel and her video linked down below. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It really helps me out. And I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye!